Happy Sunday, everyone. So I'm at the fabric store. So we did plan to incorporate some sheer for the Simple Bride, collection. I had been, well, fast forward, I had been feeling a lot of anxiety recently, and it didn't match what I was experiencing in my life right now. So, and from the videos I've been watching, supposedly there's symptoms of past life regression. And so I decided to do some past life regression meditation. Well, I decided to do a 30-minute one because I didn't really know if it was going to work. I was like, "Self, you may be going through past life regression." I was like, "What you talking about, Willis?" Right? So then I decided, all right, so I'll do something like for 30 minutes because I was a little skeptical, wasn't sure if it was going to work. So I took down some notes of what happened. So it's a guided meditation, and the woman, she walks you through like a pathway. So, and then you open this door of light. So she's talking to you, and you imagine the whole thing happening. And so the first stop, let me just read the notes for the first stop. For the first stop, I was married. I was 25 years old, married to this guy. We were in Greece, right? We lived in Greece. That's explainable in another video, but there's a whole Egyptian community there because of Alexander the Great, who conquered Egypt. So there's some black folks there. Okay, so I was in the marketplace, and he came to pick me up in a chariot. It was in the 1800s, and I held my hand out so he could pull me up, and then he got shot and killed. I had never seen this man in my whole entire life, in this lifetime. But I tell you, I was crying. That was my husband. That's my husband. So, I was in bed, when I was doing this meditation, and tears were running down my eyes, and I was like, that's my husband. But anyway, so that was the first stop, right? And then the meditation, the woman that was guiding the meditation guided me again towards a pathway, and then the next door, I opened up, through light. There's a door that you open up, and it was it's light. You imagine light, right? And so I looked down my feet, and I had these fancy sandals, and I had all this sheer. I was wearing all these sheer clothing, and I was a queen, an Egyptian queen, and you could see through the sheer. That was so me, because if it was up to me right now, I'd be walking down the street buck naked, okay? There's so much respect for the body there was so much respect for that body, at that time. You could walk with sheer things or whatever. But I was also married. I was 18. The king was 21-year-old. He achieved so much wealth at 20. He achieved at 21, basically. He achieved so much wealth, but I was his most precious prize, not prize, but his most precious achievement. And he wasn't perfect, but I always felt like he was a good king, because he understood the balance between feminine energy and masculine energy, which they did in those times. It wasn't a dominant masculine society. So because of that, he made a great king. And of course, our relationship was at a very high energy spiritually. It was like no other love I've ever experienced here in my lifetime now. So there could be a possibility that this king of Egypt, we may have reincarnated in Greece, right? Because there's a possibility because of Alexander the Great, right? And but in Greece, it's I felt like that marriage, we had forgotten that we had a perfect balance of male and female energy, like a masculine and feminine energy. Like we forgot we had that perfect balance, and I guess it manifested into a separation, and then he got killed, right? But you know, that's where I stopped, and therein lies my affinity for sheer. So I figured that's why I love sheer, and this is a possibility, and that's what we're gonna have. And it bumped the video. So guys, divine timing for relationships can also mean that God is working on your past life regressions. Okay, so therein lies my affinity for sheer. It could have been my past life. And so, okay, so I'll see you next time. Peace and soul.